let's go ahead and get started. I think we are live right now. We're going to go ahead and get right into the weather. I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I think we are streaming as of right now. Let's see if it's going through. OBS might be having some problems. Let's just that. I know. Technology can sometimes not be very fun. Let's see.
That might be.
Yeah. Okay. Guess it's not. Okay. Okay. There we go. We're streaming right now. We're live. We are live. All right. So now that I butchered the intro because of OBS reasons. Okay. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody who is here. It's going to be very crowded tonight. As people are going to be coming and going. We are going to start with our general manager of Storms United, Brendan. Brendan, go ahead and introduce yourself if you are not taking care of other stuff. If not, we will move on. All right. Okay. All right. If that's not the case, all right. We have Wobble Tricks in chat right now in the call. Wobble, say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, we have Brian right now. Brian, say hello if you are there.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, we have Earth Central in here. Earth, go ahead and say...
Yep.
What? Go ahead and say something.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Now, and we have John in the chat as well. He's he is our head admin on Storms United. John, go ahead and say hello for everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic. We have MWS the second as well. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
All
right. We have Storm Teen or SPC Master with us as well. Go ahead and say hi.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we have T-Vold, who is one of our owners. T-Vold, if you were there, say hello.
I'm here, but I probably won't be. I'll be more of a spectator.
That's fine.
Probably.
Just make sure you watch the holding room, so that way if we get new members. Yes, I know we have a lot of people here, and we have Tyler, who is our last guest for now. Tyler, go ahead and say hello if you are there.
Hello. Shout out to the people in New Orleans.
Yep. All right. We got 11 people in chat already. That's pretty insane. Okay, I guess with all the introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the weather real quickly, because that's probably why you're all here and just not here to see my new green screen and see in my Cardinals hat and see me talk. What am I saying at this point? Let's go ahead and jump right into this. All right. So, here's what we're going to start with. We have, for the first 15 minutes, we're going to start with the severe weather that is going on tonight in parts of the Great Plains. There was an enhanced risk of severe weather issued for parts of Colorado, Nebraska, those areas right there. If one of you guys wants to go ahead and take it away and kind of describe what we're potentially looking at, please go ahead and do that while I set up radar scope.
Hold on. I might be able to do it. Hold on,
All right.
All right. So for an enhanced risk, right, you're talking about?
Yeah, we have an enhanced risk in Colorado and Nebraska. If you take a look at the radar, Alex has it on right now, perfect, on his part on the Discord call. So that way, just for reference. So, yeah. All right, so what are we thinking so far tonight for this?
So for tonight, I personally think that SPC is saying the primary threat for severe thunderstorms today will be over parts of the Central Plains with large hail, damage, and wind gusts, and a few tornadoes possible. Yeah, I'll agree with that. That's definitely a possibility. We have a 5% tornado risk, 30% SIG, and a 30% wind, 30% SIG for both wind and hail. So yeah, this is going to be pretty much just your average enhanced weather outbreak. It's just a very potential for some tornadoes. So if you guys are in the enhanced, just make sure to watch out for some tornadoes potentially. Main threat again is wind and hail. So yeah, just a few severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right now. So
all right,
things are already started. So yeah.
All right, is this going to be the peak of it, or is this going to escalate as the night goes on, as the LOJ kicks in?
I believe this is going to escalate.
All right. That's all right. Fantastic. I'm just looking at the severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. A lot of them are for hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Um, so there's that. There's that. There's also, yeah, ping pong ball sized hail has been the main threat. Although we have seen some reports of almost baseball sized hail in parts of Iowa so far, which is pretty interesting. There's also severe thunderstorm warning. What's up?
I'd like to bring our attention to a storm in Colorado. Very tight rotation starting to bring it in, honestly. It's next to Fort Morgan and Akron. If you guys can look at that really quick. It might go 20 to 1, honestly.
Is
Not
that
trying to worry anyone.
is that yeah? Is that the one that's severe warned right now?
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, severe warned for ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation on that. Can I show you? Can I show you really quick?
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
okay?
Just give me a second. I forgot I oriented this wrong. I have a huge monitor that I'm working with at this point. Just give me a second to readjust this for radar scope.
No problem. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. Are you going to be showing it on Discord?
Discord.
All right. Let me go ahead and pivot real quickly to this. All right. Okay. I'll have to open Discord up real quickly just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Okay. Okay. Perfect. I guess it's not.
So you guys can see. Like,
Guess
okay,
it's
go
not
ahead.
going to show that. Okay, we'll just use my radar scope. Everyone else can take a look at the Discord stream.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Very tight rotation. I'm not very tight, but like just strong rotation. I'm not sure if any storm chasers on that. My radar's picking up a TVS right here, threshold over to 8.
All right.
This is concerning. So make sure if you're in a Akron, apparently, especially, make sure you're watching out for that. Definitely heading towards Akron. I'm not sure what time,
Yeah.
but yeah, make sure to take your safe place when tornado warning does get issued. So yeah, make sure.
Yeah. I just took a look at the velocity on this, and I'm not sure if this is because it's far away from the radar or not, but we're looking at 95 and 31 on
New severe thunderstorm warning.
new severe thunderstorm warning.
Is that
Nope.
20 to
2 inches hail, 2-inch hail, and 70-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, there's definitely a hook on that thing as well, so we'll have to pay attention to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be something we'll keep an eye on. Yep, there's the 2-inch hail right there, and 70-mile-per-hour winds. And it's heading right for Akron. Get inside. Animals and humans are going to get hurt by that, so you got to be careful with it.
Yep.
Big hail
Yeah.
in the sky, dropping down at
Bring
like
your pets
100
inside.
miles.
Hail spike.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying also.
Did you know? Did you
I'm
notice that
saying
hail spike?
also bring your pets inside.
Okay, who was
Oh.
asking?
Tyler.
All right, Tyler, what were you saying?
I said, did you notice that hail spike right there?
That is that in
On
reflectivity?
my end, it shows it on the bottom of the hook. And yeah, that rotation's really getting going.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Me. Not
could
sure.
be seeing our.
I'm not seeing where your end. I'm trying to take a look at it.
Here, I'll post it in no mic. Hold up.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. All right, and I'll show it to the audience as soon as it comes in. So, yeah, just stand by. We're just talking about the threat tonight for the first little bit, and then we'll talk about the threat tomorrow as it continues to come in. But yeah, this is going to be a interesting next 24 hours, if I should say so. And we'll have more people in to talk about the threats as well as a few other things. So, yeah, and while you guys are here, if you see the pinned chat in the pinned thing in the chat right there, the pinned comments up there, that is the link to the Storms United Discord server. So if you guys want to be help us out, and if you guys want to be a part of the community, just join this. If just click on that link right there. It'll send you to a holding room. I have T-Volt and Ethan WX, who are my co-owners, watching it, and we'll get you through as soon as you get in. So just wanted to put that out there while I'm here. So okay. Tyler, do you have that? Screenshot of yours or something?
Yeah, I just posted it.
Where's it at?
VC no mic.
VC no mic. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I see it. Let's go ahead and put it up here. This is what Tyler is referring to please explain to the audience why that black box is there that you drew.
That is highlighting that hail spike, which normally shows up when there is large hail falling with a storm.
All right.
And yeah, again, if you're in the path of this, you need to be indoors. Consider putting your car in like a carport or something.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's quite the storm, and
And
it's
tornado warning just issued.
Tornado warning.
for this
for-
for this
We
cell.
have a new warning on that.
Yep.
Akron.
Yep.
In
That.
effect until 7:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, moving east at 25 miles an hour.
Here we go,
All right,
ladies and gentlemen. That's what we were
let's
paying
read it out.
attention to. So
6:50. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. What? Who's talking right now?
I was going to read this tornado warning.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. It hasn't popped up on.
All right, at 6:56 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado was located 5 miles east of Gary or 15 miles west of Akron, moving east at 25 miles an hour. Hazard tornado source radar indicated rotation, impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damaged roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of southeastern Oregon and central Washington counties. Take cover now. I'll repeat that again.
Take cover now.
Yep.
Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building of wood windows. If you are outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So, if you're in this tornado warning, Akron, we're looking at you right now. Planter, you're next. Otis, you're also next. So, take shelter.
Otis
Go
and
in your
Yuma, you got to
basement.
pay attention for that. We'll see. Yeah, we'll have. Yeah, who wants to watch? Who wants to monitor that as that continues and give updates?
I will.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah, me and
'cause-
National Weather Service will.
Perfect. Perfect. If that's the case, then we'll continue looking at the overview of the situation before we move on to the analysis of what we were really here to talk about tonight, and that's that severe weather threat for tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna see who all's. Yeah. Okay. So we have plenty of people in here right now. Yeah, all right, fantastic. We might have some more people come in and go as we continue, but yeah, there's also some more thunderstorms firing up in Nebraska and Iowa. There's one that's just north of Lincoln that I am paying attention to right now. Let's see. Yeah, 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Yeah, I would pay very close attention to all this, and there is a big possibility that this could escalate as the LLJ kicks in. So, without further ado, we're going to have a couple people watching that tornado warning in Colorado. What's up?
Yep.
What's
that,
up?
Storm is picking up some dust, by the way.
Where at?
The tornado warning storm.
It's picking up dust?
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to swirl. It might be just gust near, though. Not sure.
Interesting. All right, you guys keep an eye on it and keep us updated as we continue going. But the main meat of tonight is the whole severe weather risk for tomorrow. And that's kind of the main reason I'm here streaming tonight, because there is a moderate risk of severe weather for tomorrow for parts of Iowa, for parts of Illinois, and there's an enhanced risk for those areas as well as Missouri and parts of Wisconsin. If I remember correctly, we're going to go ahead and take a look at it right about now. We'll go ahead and kind of zoom the screen out a little bit so that way we can get a better orientation about through this. So, yeah, all right. So just bear with me. I'm just doing this as it goes. So, all right. So here's what we have going on. Let's go ahead and pop over to the Storm Prediction Center right here. Here's the situation. Moderate risk for Iowa, the northeastern tip of Missouri, and Illinois right here. So that's the main thing we're looking at right now. The tornado risk is a 10 hatched across those areas. A wind risk, that's why there's that moderate risk right there. We have a 45 hatched across parts of Iowa, just southeast of Des Moines, all the way to near Peoria. and that's what's constituting the moderate risk. Hail risk is at 30 hatched in some areas right there, so we'll have to pay attention to that as things continue to go on. There's also a slight risk for even all the way up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is pretty interesting, all the way down to Oklahoma. So, what are the main things that we're going to be kind of paying attention to tomorrow before we get into the models?
Definitely wind.
Definitely wind.
Yeah. And on that topic, really quickly, for tomorrow, make sure you have your phones charged and any electronics charged, because it's easily going to cause power outages.
All right. Fantastic. All right, fantastic. Okay, let's see who. Okay, let me check, see who else is in here. Yeah, I guess Brendan is still eating right now. That's all right. Yeah, John's gonna be back. He's and running on his PC. So, John, are you still there?
Yeah, I am.
All right. What's going on with your computer or what? Not?
Getting everything
Yeah.
back in shape here.
All right. Perfect. All right. I'll go
Had
ahead
a little
and
crash earlier.
yeah, it's fine. Let me know when it's ready so we can start some deep diving. So here's what we have for you right now. We have this moderate right here, wind driven. Here's the moderate risk here. We're gonna read over the summary very quickly, and then we'll get some more people in here and kind of get into finally get into this into like the main meat of why this is being pushed as a moderate. So here's the summary. Severe storms are expected Tuesday across the Midwest, especially including portions of Iowa and Missouri into Wisconsin and western and northern Illinois. So if you're in those areas, as well as the areas just outside of there, you got to pay attention. Tornadoes, a few strong, damaging wind gusts, and large hail are expected. Now, guys, for those of you who've been paying attention to all of this going on, what are your guys' thoughts on all this?
Honestly, I'm not ruling out a derecho tomorrow. I know that's because the high standards for one, but I'm just saying, like, if the conditions are right, I'm not ruling one out.
All right. Yeah, I can understand why you're saying that because this does look like a derecho setup, especially later into the afternoon, with what's going on. What's up?
I'm watching the live cam right now from Storm Chaser. Let's see, Connor, and he's reporting a funnel on that tornado warning storm.
Okay, that's interesting. Thanks for the update.
Yep.
All right.
And there's another cell behind it. That's interesting. I wonder if there's any rotation there.
No, I don't know. There's no.
No, I don't see any.
It is surveillance and warned though, so I have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. That's
It does have a mesoscale discussion on it, which is interesting.
where for that storm does.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
I'll read it out if you guys need me to.
Yeah. I would still keep an eye on that thing. I'm going to be moving on to a few other things with the models as well as what CSU, Colorado State University, is putting out for tomorrow. And I'll also do tonight just to kind of get a general gist of what we're looking at. This is the day one for tonight.
And we did get a new severe in Michigan along the National Weather Service Gaylord
All right.
district. So,
All right, fantastic. Okay, we have a question in the chat right now. Do I think a 15% tornado risk could be issued? That's going to be a call for the Storm Prediction Center right there. I mean, the conditions are definitely favorable, but I'm going to wait for the 0Z runs to come in before I give my opinion on that, since that'll help us out quite a bit. So if you're tuning in and you have any questions, feel free to ask. It'd be much appreciated. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Colorado State University's thing for tonight. Tonight they have 5% for tornadoes, 15 right there. Yeah, pretty much kind of the kind of the enhanced risk that was out for today. It's pretty interesting. I can understand the decision from it, but yeah, they have a 10 hash for tornadoes on there as well as
Oh,
of a
that
few minutes
enhanced
ago.
expanded.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
The enhanced for today expanded.
yeah, they added a 10% significant for tornadoes for today.
Oh, well,
And the
Really?
enhanced is all the way up. It goes all the way into Iowa.
yeah, I saw that. I just saw that. That was pretty interesting
Hmm.
right there. So, wow.
Very small. 10% risk. But
Wow.
10%
So the mesoscale discussion basically says that these storms, the storms around the tornado one storm might have a merger
Okay.
Oh Lord.
type setup, or might form into an MCS.
Oh, that doesn't sound good at all.
What the hell's happening with my radar omega?
That doesn't sound good
Yeah.
at all. All right, the
You
HER is
guys wanna
starting to
do
come
some-
in right now for tomorrow. Early on, they want a
I'm a
massive Boeing squall line to move through western Iowa 12 hours out. That's around 7 a.m. Iowa time right there. I'm assuming that's from the remnants of what's going to be happening tonight. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to take a look at. Let's see, 21Z wrap. Doesn't really do the best with reflection, with simulated reflectivity or anything like that. Convective, if you take a look at a lot of the parameters that we have for tomorrow, they're going to get pretty interesting. That's all I'll say right now, but I'll turn it over to you guys if you guys have anything more you want to say.
Regarding wait,
I'm kind of curious if this thing might try to make a run for derecho conditions. I don't think this one will.
All right.
Wondering if
it's
it might
either
try that.
derecho or not, it's still going to be like very powerful winds.
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, not really much of a difference in terms of the impact.
That was more or less talk about the thing that's going on in Colorado right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it start?
Rotations.
Are we seeing a possible tornado? I know we had a funnel report, so
Yeah. Hold on. Let me check. Okay, so rotation is starting to strengthen. We're having, let's see here. We're having negative 62 miles an hour, touching negative 20. Not never mind. Touching negative 21. So
oh, yeah, we have 62
Enron-
touching 28.
Yeah.
And
Enron's
further
about
back, we have 71
1.72.
and 39 if you on the broader scale. That's going to be quite interesting if anything does drop. Let's look at the correlation coefficient on this. Too hard to tell.
No.
Too hard to tell.
Yeah. I do see a little circle there. There's just like a circle of like just like 95% right there.
That could be
Could also
inflow,
be because of the,
probably.
hail,
Yeah, I was about to
considering what
say.
it shows on reflectivity.
Hail, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
agree.
and we're taking that straight to dangerously close to Akron.
Yeah, Akron, take shelter. I mean, it's getting
Yep.
too late, so rotation rotation looks like crap now. So
Yeah, it's just going to be a evolving situation. We'll have to pay attention to it. Yeah, Akron's starting to get into the thunderstorm. Yeah, that's going to be... The hail core definitely started to develop a lot faster. That's what I'll say about it. Yeah.
And apparently there was a tornado on the ground in Grand Island, Nebraska.
When? Just now?
Yeah, like the last couple of minutes, according to Miles Nelson on Twitter.
Definitely has a really strong hook echo on it, so we'll have to pay attention to it.
let me see really quick. What radar are you using?
Radar scope?
No, like what radar? Like what I was asking of someone
Hastings.
else. Hastings.
Yeah.
What's the letters? I can't really. I don't.
It is KUEX.
All right. Thank you.
All right. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, damage threat considerable. Tornadoes possible on the severe thunderstorm warning as well, which is pretty interesting. Golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Radar indicated. Yeah, that's going to be interesting right there. So we'll have to see if they go ahead and jump with a tornado warning if a tornado has been sighted. So, I mean, they're going to kind of have to a little bit, but yeah.
Hail
Damn.
report a few minutes ago, about 7:45. This storm, the tornado warning storm produced 2.5-inch hail, 0:45 UTC.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's going to be fun. All right, we have we got some more people in the call. Go ahead and say hello if you've just joined and have been just kind of watching us do our stuff.
Howdy.
Hello.
Yep. All right. There he is. All right. All right, Tristan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Fantastic. We are looking at tonight's threat and we are looking at tomorrow's threat. Overall, what are your thoughts on both?
Tomorrow depends on today. That's all you have to know. What is likely going to happen with these supercells? They're going to turn into a small MCS complex that's going to continue to the east and provide a boundary tomorrow. The problem with tomorrow is that tornadoes could overperform the 10 sig because of unknowns in the morning boundary.
Yeah,
What we
morning
are
convection.
looking for is, will the MCS complex deliver a boundary tomorrow to enhance the tornado potential? And by the models, there have been more discrete and semi-discrete supercells before an MCS complex. So if this thing is intense enough to make a boundary, but not intense enough to kill the environment and it allow heating to come back, we have a problem tomorrow.
All right. Well,
yeah, and the Stormbringer Center did highlight morning convection as one of the main uncertainties, like Tristan said. I pointed out for tomorrow.
But even if morning convection,
all right.
even if that
So
happens, you're still getting a bow echo. You're still getting a
with
nice.
So we
wind.
we got large apple-sized hail right now in parts of Iowa, but particularly the Spencer, Dickens, Webb, Greenville, Gillette, and Gillette Grove area, along with the 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, that's 3-inch hail right there.
Yeah, that. Although
That's
people
not
saying
fun.
large apple.
Yeah, get into shelter if you're watching from there. These storms are not messing around, and these clearly have escalated just in the last 30 minutes.
yeah. Trust me, you do not want to be like me because I was with that tornado warning in Plaquemine on Monday. I was very stupid and almost died because of a tornado.
Yeah.
In Plaquemine, so. I know you guys talking about hail, but I'm just saying.
Yep.
Don't wait until you see the tornado. Also, that tornado warning just got shortened.
Yeah. Also note this would
out.
be on the north side of Sioux Rapids, Iowa.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
But yeah, just don't be outside.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right. So.
And don't have your pets outside either.
Yeah. Obviously not.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. So.
I am very concerned about the MCS complex.
I'm sorry? You were cut out for a second.
Because I'm very concerned about the MCS eventually going to form. Because it's not just your standard, they put an enhanced risk in a small area for just a small complex. This small complex looks very intense with an MCV forming to the north.
All right.
I expect, and I know this may be a little crazy, I expect the isolated wind gust to 90.
90.
Yeah, 90.
If the downdraft cape supports that, let's look at the downdraft cape. 1200. Oh yeah.
Where's this going? I don't.
But other than
1200.
that,
You got
yeah.
some dryer in the
Also,
upper layer. Yep. 70 to 80s, isolated 90 with a mesoscale perfect area. I would say that.
Denver.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
Tyler.
All right. We have Savvy on. Hello, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. Have you been paying attention to the severe weather and everything for today and tomorrow?
Oh, nah. What's up? What happened? Anything happened?
A lot's been going on. A lot has been going on. We have a lot of severe thunderstorms tonight. We're looking at a lot more tomorrow. We have a moderate risk for tomorrow for parts of Iowa and Illinois.
I looked at Denver yet.
Denver?
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah.
There's a tornado warning somewhere not tornado warning. Sorry.
Wait,
That would
there's
be
a tornado.
Akron,
There's a
Colorado.
tornado warning at the. There's a tornado warning at the Denver Nuggets Stadium right now.
Yeah. What?
Freddie McKinney. Somewhere McKinney. There's a tornado.
And we got a severe thunderstorm warning in a place called Wahoo
All right,
There's
fantastic.
a,
in Nebraska.
hey, I'm gonna be serious. I wish there's a enhanced risk here so I can go chase him.
Yeah.
I need a car so I could go chasing.
Yeah. All right.
Barely weather bore.
Yeah.
New severe thunderstorm warning extended for that tornado warning. Damage
Where
still
at?
considerable. That's that tornado warning. 1.75 inch hail.
Not surprising. The environment is very good for hail today.
All right.
Normally,
Yeah.
when you see environments good for large hail, you instantly think when they say upscale, damaging wind. Large hail and damaging wind most of the time loves the same environment. So that's giving us a clue. And the future cast real quick. I'm just looking at it real quick. So what's likely going to happen, this is by the SPC analysis. So this may not be 100%,
Okay.
but this is at least what we expect. The one supercell in Colorado gets a lot more mature, and then there's another supercell connecting. The southern supercell in northeastern Colorado transitions into a very monster mature supercell in at least 2 hours.
All
So
right.
I think that's that storm. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, is that storm?
So we could see a monster in
Fort
Colorado in a couple hours.
Yeah, I think that's the storm near Fort Morgan right now. I think that's our little MCS beginner if it can get more mature. So in 4 hours, when I look at this, I see a whole comet head feature with a very intense bow echo going across the Nebraska-Kansas border. And then in 6 hours, it looks like a derecho. Wow, that feature.
You know a
I wonder if
derecho, like a
this
derecho or
is
just a
derecho
squall
possible.
line?
No, it looks like a very intense, very, how do I say this? It's a small, intense bow echo in a comet. Small, but very intense. But then the bow actually gets a little bit bigger in Nebraska, which is interesting. But that's just the future cast. That's just what it's showing.
Do y'all have a picture of it?
I got on the analysis of the SPC.
Oh,
All right.
I'm looking at the tape and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, just put stuff on that tornado that hit near Grand Island, Nebraska at around 8:04. Apparently there was some debris, at least based on what people are saying, that some debris has been lifted. So
Okay. All right. So there's all that. So, okay. I want to go ahead and shift gears a little bit. I still want to monitor the threat for tonight, but I want to talk about tomorrow some more because I've been looking at the parameters for this. We have a lot of cape. We have quite a bit of shear. Supercell composite's pretty insane. Sector parameter's pretty insane. Helicity's pretty insane. We need to talk about. We need to take a look at it. Taking a look at the 0Z her as well. It's out enough for me to kind of look at.
All I gotta say is tomorrow is very. It's one of those days where your parameters, they're great. If
Yeah.
we were doing it off parameters by themselves and not not anything else, I know everyone would say high because that's ridiculous. But it's May and it takes more cake to get storms because you normally have less shearing.
Yep.
But this is a different situation because there's a lot more shear in May. This reminds me of a March system.
Really?
Actually. Yes.
A
In
March
terms of the
system?
wind shear. One or two NWS offices actually compared it to a wintertime shear setup with a summertime cape setup. Which
That
is
does not
very
sound
scary.
great.
But here's the problem with that. When you, and this is what I've experienced, I don't know if this will happen. There are two things I'm concerned with. Number one, will the morning convection make too much of a strong outflow boundary to prevent destabilization where the strongest shear is? That's number one. Number two, the P-watt values are around 1.5 to 1.8. The P-watts is basically, for our viewers in a simple way, how much rain can the cloud squeeze out of the sky? Like a wet sponge. When you have outflow boundaries associated with high P-watts, you get training convection. And what that tends to do is stabilize part of the atmosphere where the highest shear is, because that's where the boundary is. That's another concern I have. Besides those two, could we see tornadoes and damaging winds tomorrow? Guaranteed. There's no way. I cannot see this failing unless the cap is too strong, and I have not seen any cap indicator. In
I have a
fact, even if we
question.
had a bit of cap, it would just cause more tornadoes.
Why do y'all think they never go high risk in wind events?
Because and scientifically, it's not as dangerous as tornado outbreaks, even though I disagree. But that's just my.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the situation for tomorrow. I do feel like tomorrow could perform as a moderate for tornadoes. It could perform as a 10,
To be
or it
honest,
could perform as a 5. It all
to
depends
be
on
honest, I'm upset. I'm upset only because I'm not in that area to go chase.
Well, this isn't the only thing.
I'm
Yeah. All right. So while you guys were talking, I was pulling up some stuff that I thought was kind of interesting. Tristan, I want to bring this up with you. I'm looking at the temperatures as the first parameter. It looks like the temperatures in parts of Iowa, like southeast Iowa, gets up to the upper 80s. And where the rest of the state, like in Des Moines and stuff like that, it's only in the 70s. That's telling me that a cold front's starting to build up in that general area, and there's that warm front that's moving in Illinois and Wisconsin. Are you taking take a look at it from the latest from the HER on COD? I want your thoughts on this, and this goes for everyone in the call right now. So, yeah. I want you guys to take a look at this because the temperature gradient is pretty insane. Like, let's go and start with Madison, Wisconsin. At 2 p.m., we're at 65 degrees. If we go to Rockford, which is in Winnebago County, 87. That's a gradient.
What in fluoridation?
Yep.
It looked like in the winter time it'd be getting snow in one area and it'd be getting storms the other.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up to your guys' attention. I want your guys' thoughts on what that could mean and if this could push further to the south than push further to the south, at least the moderate than anticipated.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Cold front, yeah. Cold front developing along the Kansas. It goes extended from Kansas and kind of just ties out from there.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Oklahoma's season is done, or do y'all think they're gonna get one more?
Too hard to not sure. Not sure. They're probably gonna get more, but we'll
stuff like that.
Yeah,
We're not sure.
That's a discussion for another day.
Yep.
All I gotta say this year, respectfully, is Oklahoma has always been a wild card this year. No one has been able to predict it, and it's been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Coming from someone that lives in Oklahoma, I can agree with that.
Yep.
Oklahoma on a high risk. Oh, let me just have more of an MCS on a 5 to 2%. Multiple Tories. Hello. Like,
Oh God.
that's been
Oh.
Oklahoma this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which proves that even if you're in a 5%, please pay attention.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
So
bro.
the first, okay, I was right. So the first MCS leaves a boundary located potentially in central Iowa. That explodes into a small MCS. But then that MCS grows and produces multiple supercells. Oh, okay.
All
Hey
right.
Tristan, are you still in
That's the low level
DC?
chat kicking in, isn't it?
Okay, this is interesting. I just pulled up the dew point at 4 p.m. for parts of Iowa, and
Ooh.
this is gonna be insane. For the areas in Iowa, we're looking at 74, 75, 76 degrees Fahrenheit, right there. Dew points on
With
top
the
of that,
boundary, that's not
71.
surprising, actually. No.
That's
I have a
interesting.
question. If dew points and temperatures are like around the same, that's very, very bad, right?
That's very, very moist.
No. That normally promotes a problem with flash flooding, especially if you have high P watts on the boundary. If it's very close to each other, sometimes what that tends to do is support flash flooding more than tornadoes because you'll just have so much overconvection that the inflow will not be able to get any warm air, and you'll have a lot of cold outflow. Most of the time, unless the EML is perfect, then yeah, that's really bad. So yeah, what I've been the HRR has basically been saying what I've been saying. MCS comes in, weakens, produces a big, nice boundary, produces another small MCS in northern Iowa, and then it booms into supercell / some linear segment. The question is the HRR actually doing the Illinois risk?
I'm sorry.
I don't agree on the Illinois risk dying, son. I don't see that happening.
Me either.
I feel like that's going to be a very large bow. Or, remember, they said MITS mode. So some areas can have bow echoes and comma heads. Others can have embedded supercells, strong tornadoes.
Hey, I just want to say really quick, I'm going to head
I
out.
have a feeling.
Hold on.
Illinois
Time out. NWS, what do you want to say?
I'm going to head out for a few guys. I'm tired and I'm honestly exhausted. I had a lot of things to do today.
Yeah, take care of yourself, man. Take care of
All right,
yourself.
take care.
Y'all watch out for them tornadoes. They pop out of nowhere. All right.
Yeah,
see y'all
I'll
later.
keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out.
Especially in Colorado. Yep. Especially in Colorado.
All right, have a good one.
All right, have a nice night.
I'm a radar kind of guy, so
Hey, is it alright if I have ask a question real quick?
Sure, what's up?
So I'm trying to think, but NWS leaving kind of baby forgot. It's not his fault though. It's just timing was bad. But anyway, so like, what do you think Illinois is going to be like the brunt of this risk?
The problem with the risk is that we just need to see where this first MCS is going to go. And speaking of the first MCS, new mesoscale discussion for the potential of the MCS formation. Nice timing, SPC, on the topic.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and pull up the MD real quick.
I have it on SPC COD already, so I can already see the I can already see it.
Yeah,
could you post it on? Could you post it in? Could you post it in the server, like in either in general or in VCO
the website. You on the website?
Yeah, I just want to point out that the tornado warning for Akron has been dropped.
That's common with Colorado. They tend to have some mesoscale influence from the terrain, and then it relaxes, and then it goes up, and it relaxes.
Yep.
That's how it's been. Bounce up and down.
All right, where's the MD? Is it MD 859?
No, I just seen your SPC COD, and then you can look at recent mesoscale discussions, and then you can see all of them that have been.
Which one were you looking at that talked about it?
The very first mesoscale on the top.
859?
859. Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to move my screen over so that way I can read it and show the audience. I wish this had like, some.
Show the audience.
Minute. I could get the graphic up in a minute.
Yeah, just explain it in layman's terms so that way we can look at the other stuff.
we got the picture graphic too. Perfect, SPC.
All right.
So we got both.
Wow.
This is from the SPC, and then the COD thing is where you can get the MC Ds quickly.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna read this very slowly for the audience.
All right.
Explain some of it. An intensifying supercell, and perhaps a small upscale growing convective cluster (MCS) appears likely to continue developing eastward around a frontal zone through portions of southwestern Nebraska and adjacent to northern Kansas through 10
we have
p.m.
another
Tornado
warning.
warning for planter and Otis.
Okay, through 10 p.m.
Yeah.
to midnight. That's what we talked about. It's a little MCV riding the front. This will be accompanied by an increasing potential for large hail, severe wind gusts, and a few tornadoes. A new watch likely will be issued within the next hour or so. Now, this is a very interesting. More substantive intensification of convection across northeastern Colorado is now underway, basically meaning the convection is intensifying a lot more, including one supercell now propagating eastward across the Arkin County vicinity in Colorado.
All right.
As activity continues eastward, strengthening eastern low-level updraft inflow will become increasingly unstable with deeper progression into the plains, supporting upscale growth, including an enlarging supercell. So remember, like I said, a small MCS complex and a small comma head feature. That's coming from a supercell that gets much larger, and that's what they're saying here. Then perhaps a gradually upscale growing cluster focused along the baroclinic zone, like a lot of MCSs like to do, roughly centered about the 700 millibar height within the atmosphere, extending eastward near north of Kansas, Nebraska border vicinity. There we go.
All right.
And update on the tornado warning. It is now producing tennis ball size hail on top of the tornado threat.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And
Yeah,
normally
pictures,
hail and tornadoes don't like the same environment, but you can have times where that happens. It depends how good the supercell is. And clearly the supercell is good.
The photos that I'm getting out of Akron right now show a pretty dominant supercell with that one in near Planter.
Oh, we just got a new Mesoscale discussion from the Weather Prediction Center. Hello, wasn't expecting you today.
Oh boy.
Let's see this. I'm just going to read the summary. Flash flooding's not the biggest threat today.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Where is the Mesoscale discussion? They have that issue. I am very sad. Sad. There we go. Isolated, the scattered instances of flash flooding are likely overnight from repeated 1 to 2 hour rates. And the area where that supercell is, remember how I said it's coming upscale? They said the greatest risk for localized totals of 6+ inches of rain on that supercell. Wow.
Wait, what?
That has to be terrain influenced too.
Wait.
They said 6+ inches of rain.
6?
Oh my God,
6+
that's
inches
dangerous.
of rain. Here, I'll show you it. I got the graphic on no mic. Here you go.
This could be a dangerous flash flooding day more than anything, in my opinion.
I agree. But remember, the terrain and some of the PWATs over there are helping the supercell be able to produce more rainfall. So that's actually expected. Even with low dew points, which is quite surprising what mountain terrain updraft can do.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
That's
But yeah, there you go. Add 6+ inches of rain. There you go.
Not good.
Incredible.
Not good at all.
Incredible.
And we do have that mesoscale discussion for
All
that
right.
towards the east of McCook. Watch likely. And it's likely probably going to be a tornado
Well,
watch. at this
guys,
point.
respectfully, I do
Yeah.
have to go for now. I hope you have a nice stream and have a safe night.
Yep.
Hope y'all are
You too.
energized for tomorrow, and be careful.
Yep. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for coming in, Tristan.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.
I'm looking at a report right now. It said for the storm near Akron, but 78 minutes ago there was a brief possible tornado touchdown. The tornado was since lifted, but you might have had a brief touchdown of that tornado warned storm.
All right. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Thank you very much. There very much. Yeah, it's been a pretty chaotic night tonight. It's weather. It's weather. What do you expect from all this? Yeah.
Anything can happen at any given time. Have your weather alerts out, and even a tornado can happen.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
And that went from 11 people
Especially
down to 4.
To be honest with me, I'm not scared of anything, so I go 0 meter. But for the average user,
let's not do that. Let's not do that.
My bad.
Let's not
I'm
do
getting
that.
You are Reed Timmer in your username.
That's fair, but let's not do that. We don't want people to do unsafe chasing if they want to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. My bad.
Don't worry about it. Oh boy.
Yeah, we're just having a little bit of fun.
I know. But holy crap, it's been quite a wild night. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
Tristan's
do
back.
apologize. I apologize. I said the wrong state. I just had to come back real quick. That is actually not mountain terrain. That is in Nebraska, which is even more impressive. Wow. Okay. All right. I had to correct myself. Go ahead, guys.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Don't worry about
That's in Nebraska. So, yeah, expect some flash flood warnings over there very soon.
Yeah.
A PDS cannot be rolled out.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic. Okay, what we got going on now?
All right. Tyler, is there anything else you want to bring up?
Regarding the storm near Akron?
That as well as thoughts for tomorrow.
Yeah, so first off, the storm near Akron, the rotation's pretty broad. But again, we did have that brief touchdown now about 10 minutes ago. So this does have a history of producing a very brief tornado. So if you're in Otis and Planter, you need to seek shelter immediately in an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. As for my thoughts for tomorrow, again, Tristan really summed it up best, but just adding on really quick and say, yeah, wind will obviously be the main concern with this bow echo kind of setup here. And we also got some pretty populated areas in that area too. We got Davenport in that, Des Moines is almost in that, and Iowa City. And comparing this from yesterday, where we also had a 45% significant for winds, but like yesterday, there wasn't really much worry about morning convection. This one does, and I think Tristan said how I don't think that should be much of a concern, but the SPC did say that will be a key uncertainty. And the tornado parameters compared to yesterday are significantly higher.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think. And for tomorrow, definitely have your phones charged. I would suggest carrying in all loose objects that you have out there.
All right.
And just stay weather aware.
All right. Thank you for that. Okay. So, yeah, once again, very chaotic. Iowa City. Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting day tomorrow for you over there. All right, I'm going to take a look at some of this stuff for tomorrow while we're talking about using her 0Z is still trickling in at this point. What's the precip going to look like on the simulated reflectivity? Okay. That's interesting right there. Okay, fantastic.
Where y'all looking?
What?
Where you looking at? Where you looking at this through? What website right now?
College of DuPage forecast models.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Who left?
What?
Who left?
Just.
That's Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger left, but it's okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's been an interesting night tonight to kind of go over a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. There's at least that. Yeah.
Oh, hey, wait, is that the Kerr?
Yes, that is Mary. Hi.
The Kerr, what's up, man? How you been? Long time no see.
Yep, not much has been going on for the final time today. Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
right
out of
now.
school.
Yes, I've just been
Oh,
tracking
okay.
these storms here and relaying them. Right now, the rotation
Okay.
again seems to be trying to come back together, so that's something we're definitely watching.
What's up,
That's
John?
that's the Colorado tour.
Yeah, the Colorado tour that might have produced a
Okay.
brief tornado about 11 minutes ago. According
Yeah.
to a report.
Colorado is cool when it comes to tornadoes, to be honest. And
Yeah,
they're so unexpected.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Change in
got a
That
elevation
lot
could
of
I mean
definitely
that
changes
flare
happened on
something
that
up over
storm.
there.
yeah. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, those tours are typically in very rural areas of eastern Colorado.
Yep.
I mean, eastern Colorado is quite empty, but
Yeah.
mostly
Western
empty. I mean,
Colorado. Western
yeah,
Colorado is a different
areas.
story.
Yeah, you got Glenwood Springs, Frisco, Avon, Durango.
Denver. No, Denver's on the eastern side. My bad.
Yeah.
Denver's more so
It's more east
north
central.
central. Yeah, more east central, maybe northeast.
Yeah.
You got Fort Collins and then running up to Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of Cheyenne, though, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning just northeast of there, actually. It is just north of
Holy.
I-80.
Where nobody lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually been to Wyoming, but yes.
Yeah, there are some people there, but still. Okay, John is back
Um,
on. John, did you get your stuff taken care of? A little bit?
I'm working on it. But I'm slowly getting back up and running.
Yeah.
Alrighty, good.
All right, don't worry about it.
I just want to. Oh, you're gonna say something?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, so I just got a video of baseball-sized hail falling out of Akron, Colorado.
Oh, yeah, I see
where
it on
that
Twitter.
tornadic
Oh,
warning
wow.
storm is,
Yep, that
actually.
tornadic warning storm.
Also, I should note, by the way,
Dang, that's
that
crazy.
storm behind... Yeah, I should note the storm behind the Otis, Colorado storm. That one, and I'm viewing it from Denver radar, so do take it with a grain of salt. It looks like it might start rotating.
Where
Holy
at?
crap.
The storm that is right behind the Otis, Colorado storm. So the
Okay.
one
Yeah,
just
it's
up
definitely.
so the one to the southeast of Fort Morgan.
Yeah, I see it.
That's a big goddamn hail.
Let's see.
That is definitely a big hailer, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, another thing. Okay, the rotation on this tornado warning storm is still incredibly strong.
Yeah, really gotten itself back together
Yeah.
compared to
Which
what a few scans
which
ago.
radar are you guys viewing this
Denver.
from? Are you using it from Denver? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using
Yeah,
Denver.
I'm viewing it from Denver. By the time it gets closer to the Nebraska border, I would probably start using Goodland, Kansas.
Yeah.
I have radar scope, but sadly I don't have radar scope pro, so it ain't gonna be no use.
Yeah.
Looks like Weather Service in Gaylord, Michigan has just popped another severe thunderstorm warning till 10:30.
Is there a free radar y'all recommend me use?
I can get you one because I know someone that famous live streamer uses that I can send you after this.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So now we also have a special marine warning for the inner Saginaw Bay, southwest of Pointe aux Clés, and to Bay Point, Michigan, until 10:45.
Yep.
I should note that special marine warnings are practically severe thunderstorm warnings over water.
Yep. That pretty much sums it up.
Yep.
I have special marine warning before.
Yeah, special marine warnings are used for like storms with like large hail, large hail, damaging winds, and indeed water spouts. Speaking of special marine warnings, by the way, they might want to pop one for northern Lake Huron, for the northern parts of Lake Huron soon.
Yeah. Okay, we got baseball-sized hail south of Akron in Colorado.
Oh boy,
that's the video I just sent there.
Yep.
That is big. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's not very fun.
Why does the eastern part of Colorado look like something you see in the plains?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, why does Eastern Colorado look like the plains, like North Dakota, South Dakota?
That's because it's part of the Great Plains.
This
Yeah,
area in particular is often known as the High Plains because, like, it's like the western portion of the plains rolling up into the Rockies and Medicine Bow if you're in Wyoming. Yep, same thing goes down in New Mexico.
Oh yeah, that definitely explains it then.
Yep.
Thanks.
Let's see. We have a special weather statement for a storm just north of Colorado Springs, apparently.
Okay, John is back. Sorry, Sakura, but John is back with his stuff. What you got so far?
Right now, I'm just keeping an eye on radar, seeing if anything.
Yep, I'm also keeping an eye on radar alongside John.
All right, fantastic.
Also
Okay.
checking for any reports and stuff too.
It looked like something else is heading for Akron, though.
Yeah, that storm to the west looks like it has some pretty big hail on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Also looking a little.
That's concerning.
Yeah, definitely can be.
I don't know if y'all did run over this this already, but we do have a flash flood warning for Jasper and Newton counties in northwest Indiana. That runs
already?
Yep, that one runs until 2:15 in the morning.
Golly.
So that one's gonna be there for a while. So, yep.
Yeah.
Man, imagine what tomorrow gonna be like.
Yeah,
that storm southeast of Fort Morgan is actually really getting itself together. Denver, why are you why are you sitting on this storm like it's nothing serious? Like, I'm dead serious. Look at that storm back
Yeah, it's
near
definitely
Fort Morgan,
something to be
Colorado.
worried about. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that.
Yeah, I would definitely keep my eye on it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I keep my eye on both the Otis and the Fort Morgan, southeast of Fort Morgan, but you know.
Yeah, we have so many
Storms, but,
chasers on both of these storms that we'll know what happens.
Yeah.
We'll definitely know what happens.
We'll definitely know for sure.
Yep. But Weather Service Denver does need to pop does need to make that thing at least store possible.
Well,
because that severe thunderstorm warning is only golf balls and 70, not tour possible.
Yeah, chasers are getting pummeled right now by the hail.
This literally looked like a supercell that's just trying to trade on top of another one.
All right, Tristan is back. What's up? You got something new or what?
Did y'all say anything about the destructive severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa?
What?
Oh.
For 2.75-inch hail. Just got it.
Oh shoot! Yep.
Wow.
Palo Alto and Pocahontas counties. That's for baseball size hail.
Okay, we also have Storm Team back in
I
here.
honestly think a lot of these severe thunderstorm watches are going to be surprising hail producers. Like we always see in May at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised to see. Let me give an estimate on the hail reports. Maybe around 75?
Back.
Maybe more. 75.
75 hail reports or
Hail reports.
okay.
On left, okay.
See, Weather Service Omaha pop. Well, actually, no, that one's not new. That severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby is running till 9:45. Shelby County, Iowa, by the way, not Shelby County, other states.
Okay.
Let's see. Severe thunderstorm warning just south of Saginaw now.
Yeah, I see it. Wow.
Yep, that's for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 60-mile-an-hour winds only. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy crap! A lot's happened
warning
tonight.
for Washington County.
What's going on?
A lot has
tornado
happened
warning
tonight.
for Washington County. That's the storm that was having that impressive hook echo.
See, I told you. I knew that was gonna do something.
Moving east 25 miles an hour will be in effect till 8:15 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. The town of Washington is slightly out of it to the west, but stay weather aware of the storm regardless.
Where's this at, in Iowa or
Colorado?
Okay.
Yep, that was the one I was
Not
looking.
in the mountain.
That was the one that I was thinking they were gonna pop a tour for that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
on top of the tornado, tennis ball size tail is also falling. This will mostly remain over rural areas of west central Washington County.
I'm guessing that's the same supercell that is eventually going to turn into the MCS complex analysis. Yes, it is. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
I knew
definitely
that someone's
appears to be
gonna
the
go
case.
poor. Yep,
Well,
but I knew that shit was
Akra,
gonna go
that's
poor to
our
begin
main
with.
supercell that will turn MCS.
Yep.
The one for the 10
Also, towards Africa, Aioli has back up to 65-mile-an-hour winds.
All right.
Yeah, and
Yeah, is that still gonna make landfall in Tanzania or Kenya? Because if it does, it would be the first tropical cyclone to ever do that. I think,
Well,
but not Tanzania, but definitely definitely gonna give Kenya a run for its money.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple chasers are saying that a new supercell is really getting itself together near Colorado Springs. That could be a concern in the
That
future.
was the one. That was the one I literally just tapped on.
Yeah, I can
Yep.
see.
And a severe warning may actually be required for that. Probably rolling into, I think that's Kiowa County. Correct me if I'm wrong.
This thing has it curving into Somalia.
Well,
we can talk
I can,
about that later. We
Yep.
have a lot of severe weather and stuff like that to look at as well.
Hail has already fallen with that Colorado Springs storm and hasn't even fully matured yet.
Yep, and that storm, I did mention that they popped a special weather statement on that, and that may go severe at any minute now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with the moderate risk tomorrow. It's too small.
It's too small?
Yeah, it should include northeastern Missouri and parts more of Illinois.
Yeah, I also want to point out really quickly that some of the chases are taking their escape routes because the hail is getting really large.
Oh, dang.
On the Otis storm.
That's not good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking
All
at
the
tennis
chasers
balls.
are okay.
Yeah, we don't need this.
Yeah. Also, correction, by the way, that's actually about to roll into Elbert County, Colorado here soon. So severe warning may be popped for Elbert in eastern portions of Douglas counties in eastern Colorado. Kiowa, by the way, is the county seat. With Elizabeth, the largest town, not too far to the west, so a new severe warning may be popped for those. As for the eastern portion of Douglas County, there's not really much there. I mean, the Pinery, Parker, Ponderosa Park, the areas east of Centennial, southeast of Centennial. So.
Yeah, some people are saying that lowering is starting to show on the Colorado Springs storm, and again, it's not even mature yet.
Uh-oh.
And that is not good.
Yeah, someone's already calling out wall cloud, but I don't think it is. I think it's just lowering.
All right, fantastic.
Is it trying to produce a base right now?
No, it's already pretty mature. Like from the photos I'm getting, but on radar it doesn't look that mature.
Des Moines just continued the destructive severe thunderstorm warning.
3-inch hail now near with the Akron, 3-inch hail 10 miles southwest of Akron, Colorado a bit ago.
My goodness, Akron about to get hammered again.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Also, Omaha popped a new SVR for Knox and Cedar until 9:30. That's in northern Nebraska.
Yikes.
Bro, why is stuff going crazy already, man? Not even tomorrow
because
yet.
It's because
because the environment's still favorable tonight.
Nope, that's technically yes, but I got one word. Colorado.
Also, apparently in northwest Iowa, there is hail fog.
Hail fog?
Hail fog?
Oh, that can happen when there's a lot of hail. Yeah, and it makes the temperatures on the surface a lot cooler than the surrounding with the moisture, so it creates fog. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Right now, the main
Okay, that makes
rotation
sense, then.
over by Otis, the main rotation on that seems to be dying out now.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
But
I think
again,
the storm
large
behind.
destructive
But
hail
these
is
I have
one
storms
of that
are-
storm.
Yep.
These
I have a
storms are
funny
going to train
feeling
on the
that
track.
the
So.
yeah. Now I have a funny feeling that the storm behind it is actually taking away a lot of its energy.
No,
Because the Otis storm and the storm, I mean, wait, it's
not in
not.
this situation. Are you talking about the Colorado storm, Sakura?
Yeah, I mean the
No,
Otis storm is
not in
only
this
23 miles
situation.
ahead of the Morgan one, and
And not in
The Fort Morgan one is moving east at 25.
not in this situation, Sakura, because not only do you have the mountains for more updraft capability, they are the supercells that are eventually going into a MCS cluster, which means they would likely sustain if they're close together.
Okay, well, thank you for
So
clarifying.
yeah, where they're not losing strength. Well, in terms of tornado production, it might go in and out and in and out. It might go up and down, up and down, up and down. But in terms of damaging
New
winds and
tornado
hail
warning.
or the storm itself, no, they're not
Also, we got a
fighting
new
competing.
tour for where?
New tour, Washington County again,
Probably an
5 miles
extension.
south of
You have the
Fletcher.
extension of the tornado warning. Still includes Otis. This new warning puts Planter out of it, so Planter will soon be put out of that tornado warning here soon. Yuma is slightly out
Yeah,
of it, but they did
I
issue a
was
severe thunderstorm warning for Gulf Ball Sizedale.
All right.
also, isn't Yuma in Goodland's off? Is in Goodland's CWA?
Yeah, it is.
Boulder.
It is.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
I was about to
I thought
say,
it was in
'cause-
Boulder.
yep, there it is. I just got it here. Let's see.
Good
Yeah,
night.
That's
and
really
yeah, but Washington County, Colorado is in Denver CWA. Once it crosses into Yuma County, that's where it gets into Goodland, Kansas.
So yeah, that new warning.
I thought you meant the town. Oops.
I got very
Oh.
good news.
Yes.
Can I?
The severe thunderstorm watch, real quick, in Michigan has been allowed to expire as of 9:58 p.m.
All right.
Okay, that's good. Just
There it
want to go
goes.
ahead and get you that warning information real quick for the new warning in Otis. Again, that will be in effect until 8:30 p.m. at Mountain Daylight Time, moving east at 25 miles an hour. And yeah, again, on top of the tornado, golf ball size tail is also falling.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and the reported population is 411, but I'm guessing with the chasers that are on that is easily double.
Yeah, some of them are taking their escape routes apparently because the hail is
And
going
I
too
just, and I just found that Goodland, Kansas, did pop a severe warning for western Yuma County, northeast Colorado. Yuma is the county seat, by the way.
Yeah, I
So
already
this
pointed
is
that out.
going. Yep. So this is going towards the county seat itself. However, I'm surprised Goodland, Kansas did not pop this one as tour possible because they only have this
Tornado
one at
watch just got
considerable.
put out.
Not
And
surprised. Where is it?
It says tornado watch for locations in Colorado until 2:00 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. If someone wants to find the graphic for that.
I
Yes,
got the,
I
I got the
can.
messaging for it already. I can read it out.
Yeah, go ahead and read it out.
Tornado watch for portions of extreme northeast Colorado, extreme northwest Kansas, and southwest Nebraska until 3 a.m. Central.
Damn.
A few
That's
tornadoes likely, but a couple intense tornadoes possible. Scattered damaging winds and isolated significant gusts to 80 miles per hour likely. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events 2 inches in diameter likely. A cluster of intensifying supercells across northeast Colorado will continue eastward into the Kansas, Nebraska area with some potential for upscale growth. 9. The storm environment favor all significant hazards of all types. Tornadoes capable of EF2 damage. Large, wow, they got descriptive with that. Very large hail up to 3 inches in diameter and severe outflow winds up to 80 miles an hour.
There's so smooth still in here. I thought that was gone.
It looks like for the Storm Prediction Center, it looks like their confidence is increasing by the hour for more stronger tornadoes. Because at first they added that 10% significant, and now they put out that watch for significant tornadoes, and they're
which
and say
yeah.
damaging wind gusts. So they're expecting.
Which speaking of all that, by the way, I should go ahead and run the probs real quick. tornadoes 60-30, wind 70, hail 70-70.
What was the wind?
70-70.
Wow.
Wind is
21%
70-70.
on both of those.
Wind and hail are both 70-70, tours are 60-30.
Wow.
So
That's
if the
pretty
tours would have,
confident.
so here's the thing: if the tours would have been one notch higher, it would have been PDS.
Oh,
Would it?
Near
No,
PDS.
that's not how it works. PDSs are 90-80, 90-90, and 95-90.
wow.
Yeah.
But still, for a very mesoscale area, that's very confident. For a mesoscale area.
Yeah, those
That's
probs
pretty
are.
confident.
Whew, yeah, those probs are pretty high.
What
No,
happened?
no. If this was this, in my opinion, I would call this a PDS mesoscale watch in a way because of how confident they are in a small area. But I don't want to confuse viewers. So this is a pretty dangerous tornado watch for a mesoscale area.
Wait, PDS tornado watch and a wind?
No,
No,
No.
I was saying,
We
I was
do not have a
comparing it to,
PDS
let's say,
TOA, but it is
we
very.
do not have one.
It's pretty close to. Although
I was comparing
yeah.
it to like if it was a widespread area, it sounds like a PDS because they were so confident in a mesoscale area, a small area. That's why I'm saying it feels really high for a small area. Really
Oh, okay.
good. Yeah.
Been a crazy
But
night
still,
tonight.
Ooh, for mesoscale. Whew.
Yep, that severe thunderstorm watch in Michigan is now officially gone.
Yep.
So that means that's another watch off the board.
Ooh.
However, Gaylord, Michigan is continuing to pop special marine warnings. Those are practically severe thunderstorm warnings, except they're out at sea or on lakes. Let's see. Those are strong thunderstorms along the line. That's for 34 knot winds. If you know your hurricanes, 34 knots is about 40 miles an hour almost.
Yep.
And or greater, and some small hail. And if that storm keeps going, Environment Canada, you might need to pop a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Ontario here soon.
Interesting. Well,
Yep.
that'll be something to take a look at. All right.
Yep.
Is there anything else that we want to take a look at?
Not for me.
Not for me either right now.
All right.
We should talk about tomorrow a little bit more.
Yeah, it's about time we should.
Wow,
Yeah,
We
okay.
have
Covered all
John,
the
we have
bases.
Brendan finally back in. If you guys are willing to talk a little
Brendan.
bit about tomorrow, let's go ahead and get started on it.
Hey, Brendan, it's been a while, man. How you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I've been pretty good. Going on
Good.
19 surprisingly next month.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's been a while, Brendan. How have you been?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Pretty good.
And then
Very
two of my
good.
good friends, new
Yeah.
Brandon.
So, yeah, we got a
So-
moderate risk tomorrow.
Yep.
I am very well aware of that.
But the mesoscale is very interesting for
Illinois
tomorrow.
to, yep.
Like I
Northwest
said,
Illinois, southeastern Iowa. Let's see. Towards 10 sig. Wind is really heavy. 45 sig
Put it in
wind.
this one. I just mixed it again.
Yeah, so it is a wind-driven moderate.
Yeah, it is
today.
very
even though
much
in
a
my
wind-driven
opinion,
moderate.
it should be Tor and wind. The latest guidance.
Yeah.
So the interesting part about tomorrow, since we're talking about tomorrow, the question about tomorrow is not really tomorrow. We know the environment is great tomorrow. We know the environment is dynamic. We know the environment is capable. The question tomorrow is what this MCS does with a boundary. And that's what I'm waiting for tomorrow. Even though it's a wind risk right now, and I agree on the wind. I do think tornadoes are a lot better than people are thinking, depending on the boundary angle, especially if we have that shear across the region. Especially with the QLCS, MCS nature of this thing. We were checking some model runs, and the shear in the MCS, QLCS is absolutely amazing for spam spin-up tornadoes. If you can get those prefrontals, easy strong tornadoes. It's that good of an environment. The question is, what will the boundary do from the first MCS? That is our main question.
And if I can jump in for a second
Go right ahead,
on that,
Brendan.
I think your main thanks, Pat. Your point there at the very end, I think, is probably the best one, which is what happens with that early morning MCS. Because typically, when you have an MCS move through of that caliber, let's assume that it does, right? That's going to lead to quite a bit of negative buoyancy, and that's really conducive for more so of cold pooling as opposed to more discrete, semi-discrete supercells. Now, to your point, you brought up the fact that the environment is very conducive for tornadoes too. I agree. I mean, especially considering the fact that we're going to have a lot of deepening with that surface low by the time we get to that next sort of complex of storms by the evening. Subsequently with that, though, that low-level jet's going to just continue to strengthen throughout the day. So my thing is, I would actually make the argument that, for example, the RFS, which wants to print a bunch of semi-discrete supercells in the later evening hours, I would make the argument that I think it's actually underdoing cold pooling that will likely exist. Now, am I saying that the Tor threat's going to be minimal? No, there's certainly the parameter space supports it, but what we have to take into account, I think, in my opinion, is that there is going to be, I think, more cold pooling and more negative buoyancy that exists from the previous storms in the morning that the models, I think, are not really picking up on.
What will that do to the threat?
I do agree with that, but even then, the environment is easily 10 sig Thor. Even if we have a few prefrontal supercells in the area that is not the cold pool, those could easily do strong tornadoes. And a lot of us have been talking about some EF2 plus possibles within the comma heads if the MCS could get mature. The shear is insane. It reminds me of, what was that other event where we had an MCS in the morning and then it surprised us. It was not March 14th is a good example of what an MCS could do, but it wasn't that one.
Yeah,
it was
Pi, even though I will say Pi did actually take me by surprise by a lot.
It was Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah, Pi Day really took me by surprise. With
March
all
14th?
The convective, yep, with all the convective activity in the morning, and then all of a sudden all that crap in the afternoon.
Thing, and that's our biggest forecasting flaw, in my opinion. One of them. We can never tell what an MCS does to the environment. We will never know. It's weird. One day the MCS may just kill our environment. The next day, it may just produce an outflow boundary that helps save tornadoes in the afternoon. It's so weird how MCSs work at certain times, and I really hope in the future we could study these MCS mesoscale circumstances more, because it's really interesting in the environment how some of these have played out this year.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah, I
have a question about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to jump
up
in because I do got an important update regarding the tornado warned storms. Actually, three things. Number one, the sirens are going off right now in some of the towns that were in the tornado warning. Number two, a phonocloud photo just came through from the tornado warning near Washington. And third thing is that I'm picking up like very large hail signatures from all three storms, including both tornado warning storms and a severe thunderstorm warning right behind it.
Yeah, so they're training for the MCS to eventually be born on that boundary. They are developing it right now.
Yeah, those are the three updates I wanted to go ahead and share real quick.
All right, go ahead. And someone had a question.
Oh, I did. My bad.
Go right ahead.
Oh, it's weird because didn't like that one of those historic outbreaks, April 27th, 2011, had that morning MCS, and then
yes, that's one of the prime examples. But here's the interesting thing: is that one was a bit different. It wasn't one MCS; it was actually two. You had one that happened in the early morning, which was the big Alabama one. Then you had one that formed near Huntsville from a cluster of supercells, elevated supercells that were forming at 4 a.m. in the morning, right behind that, where they had to post a new severe thunderstorm watch because the environment was just that good. It created an MCS and it went through northern Alabama. That second MCS is the one that formed the outflow boundary, and that's when the tornado outbreak really got into gear.
So if I can
Wow.
jump in for a second.
Yeah, go ahead,
you guys,
Brendan.
You had mentioned before about the research on or the lack thereof on these MCSs in relation to them producing tornadoes. I highly suggest, and for those watching the live stream as well, NOAA's actually worked on a project called the Perils, which they've been doing the last couple of years. It's a field research project in collaboration with over a dozen universities, and they're studying exactly that. They're literally taking dowsers, specifically in the Gulf Coast states that are highly vulnerable to tornado fatalities and injuries, such as Mississippi, Arkansas, etc. And they're studying specifically QLCS/MCS complexes with respect to non-classical tornadic storms. That research, to answer your question, is actually ongoing. And if we ever get a point at some point in the season where we do see an MCS move through the Gulf, you're likely to see a couple of dowsers deployed down there, and you're wondering what they're doing. It's exactly that. It's not WAFs. It's not anything else. It's perils. So they're actually researching that right now.
That's actually pretty spectacular.
I just want to go ahead and say real quick, with my radar, I am picking up nearly 80 decibels south of Otis.
Wow.
Wow.
With
Brenda, real quick, are they studying the after effects of an MCS depending on the event? Like, are they studying how the MCS is able to help tornadic supercells in the afternoon? Like, what are they doing with that part?
I'm sure.
Because that part is tricky.
So my broad understanding of it is that they're studying the evolution of MCSs, particularly in highly vulnerable states susceptible to injuries and deaths from tornadoes, and trying to figure out why certain MCSs produce tornadoes and some don't. It's the same question that we asked with supercells. By the way, we still don't know that about supercells. I mean, I'll never forget Paul Markowski, professor from Penn State. He even spoke to my alma mater and said, we still don't know why some supercells produce and some don't. They can look nearly identical, but yet some produce and some do not. The same is being applied, that same line of thinking is being applied to MCSs. Why is it that some produce and some don't?
Yep.
So in the broad sense, yes, but of course, if you want specifics, just type in Perils. It'll pop up with their latest publications.
I would actually like a link to that information. I would like to study the environment.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, if you could send it to me in my DMs, that would be great.
Fantastic.
Me too.
I got you guys.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thanks. Yep.
So that all out of the way, I'm looking at the parameters. The 0Z stuff is starting to come in on some of the models. We have the herd that's in. We have the wrap that's starting to trickle in. DAM is starting to finally trickle in. Things are getting interesting.
They inspired the tornado warning for Colorado. Oh god.
Which one? There's two of
Washington
them.
County. I hope they do one really fast.
Tristan, both of them are from Washington County. Which one?
Wait. They put an extra one before they inspired it. So I'm guessing there's still one, right? They canceled the one behind, and there's also a glitch where sometimes they put two polygons in the same area too, but some in WS. So there is a glitch in that. So
yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, go ahead, Pat. You were talking about the environment for tomorrow.
Yeah, let's talk about the environment tomorrow. Brendan, you're finally back. What are your thoughts on everything you're looking at? I'm looking at the environment. We have a hell of a lot of CAPE tomorrow.
Yep.
We have supercell composite that's pretty scary to say the very least. SIGTOR parameter is pretty scary. My only question is, I have two questions with this because the simulated motion of these is, from what I've been seeing, over 50 miles per hour with this. That's That's the first thing I'm noting. Number two is, how much time will we have for this thing to be supercellular before it gets linear? That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think it's it's an interesting question, and I think it goes back to my previous point about just the overall evolution of this. Well, for one, here's what we have, right? In the upper levels, we're getting a jet coupling taking place. A lot of people, for those of you that are watching, probably think there's just one jet stream in weather. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. In this case, we have two separate jet streams, one being the polar and one the subtropical coming out of the Pacific. Those are going to meet and essentially couple in the Midwest, right near the Missouri Valley of western Iowa and northeastern Nebraska by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. As that happens, you are then going to have a surface low that essentially rides along that maximizing or that jet maxima and is deepening very quickly and very rapidly. So as it does so, we're going to really see that low pressure deepen and strengthen with time as it moves northeast across Wisconsin, Minnesota. Subsequently, you're then going to have your low-level jet, which is the source of a lot of our veering and our moisture thermal advection, really begin to crank the closer we get to the late afternoon, early evening hours.
All right.
So that all said, my thinking is this. I definitely... I would argue that the best tornado probs are going to be in the evening because that's when we're going to see that low-level jet really cranking around 50, 60 knots out of the south and southwest. Yeah. I think the damaging wind threat is going to be initially, I think, earlier on in the morning and afternoon. We will still see a wind threat by the evening, but to answer your question, Pat, I would argue that we're going to see a situation where we have just rotational embedded soups within the MCS. Why I say that is because the HOTOs actually support it.
All right.
In that we do have really nice veering, but also let's not forget we have really damn good storm relative winds just flowing into this thing. It's going to be straight out of the east. If you look at some of those HOTOs, when you see perpendicular vectors like that, that tells me immediately storm relative winds out of the east. That thing's just going to be feeding right into it, and the storms are going to love it. So my thinking is I'm actually going with the RFS here, Pat. I think that we're going to see some embedded supercells within what will be a broader QLCS complex with a couple of Boeing segments mixed in.
All right.
I have a question.
I do also think real quick that some of the supercells in there with the cold front dynamics will also have kind of like what Houston had, Brendan. You had a brief area, you had a quick tornado.
Yeah.
Damaging straight line winds, and it goes back. Brief tornado. It will switch between outflow and inflow. I think that would be the case.
Yep.
Yeah, and ultimately, that's a good point. It really does depend because these cold fronts that arc like this, by the way, I think the most amazing thing here and the elephant in the room is how big of a cold front this is. I mean, we could be talking about a few hundred miles of just severe thunderstorm warnings tomorrow. And that's not an exaggeration. We could be talking about storms with severe potential from, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, all the way up in northern Wisconsin, all the way as far south as Springfield, Missouri. So it's a huge,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a huge
Oklahoma, actually, because I would say Oklahoma, out of respect, because Oklahoma has been weird. There is a mesoscale triple point I've been seeing on the Weather Prediction Center too. That might initiate some lift.
So
I do expect a few supercells at Oklahoma.
And I guess the second part to your question, Pat, that I didn't necessarily address here is when does it grow up scale? I would say if we're talking about that main event second round towards the late afternoon evening along that arc and cold front, because of the fact that it's basically going to be frontal convection at that point, it's going to be very quick. Very quick, because you're going to have quite a bit of back to winds aloft to force a lot of these storms to cold pool and go through mergers. But I think what you're going to see is you're going to see some semi-discrete activity for a very short window late tomorrow afternoon, call it about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then as those race towards the Quad Cities by the time we get to 6 p.m., you're going to see more of a transition towards embedded supercells and then Boeing segments mixed in along that broader line.
MCBs helping it perform.
Yeah, and I also and to add to that, I think the tornado potential, it's going to be a situation kind of like Oklahoma in a way.
All right.
Remember how the tornado potential during that moderate didn't increase till like 9 o'clock at night because the low level jet didn't kick in then?
Yep.
I think we're going to see something similar. Not the same mode. It's not like we're going to have discrete supercells firing out ahead of the line. It's going to be more so just the fact that tornado potential is going to be highest towards the
Brendan,
nighttime.
you never know with this year. This year has been weird.
That's true. Hey, you know what? That's true. That's true. One other thing, if I can, very quickly, I want to just get 10 seconds in on this.
Sure.
One thing I will add is, and I want to be clear on something, if we're comparing and contrasting some of these convective allowing models, guys, one of the things and the subjective biases I've noticed is that the RFS, of course, likes to print supercells because it's essentially derived from the FE3. But what it does a very poor job at is actually showing warm front convection. The HRRR, if you're looking for more of a realistic warm front evolution, the HRRR technically has been doing a better job. Now, Pat, you and I both know that there is no such thing as a silver bullet in meteorology. There is not one model that's the holy grail. But it is important to kind of label some of these distinctions because that's going to come into play as we forecast for tomorrow.
All right. Another thing I wanted to look at is the front that's going into this. The gradient at 4 p.m. tomorrow from Madison, Wisconsin to Rockford, Illinois is about 16 to 18 degrees. Is that your warm front? That's going to be your warm front boundary, isn't it? Or is
pretty much?
All right.
Yep. And you know what? Even if you wanted to, Pat, on that same map, you could look at your theta too. I would actually do that real quick if you could.
The theta E is going to be insane. Like in Iowa at 4 p.m., it's 350.
It's also going to help demarcate your warm front here. Oh yeah, much better. See how you can.
Weather Prediction Center predicts 988 millibar low. I would do a range between 986 and 990. I would do that range of the low pressure.
Okay. If you explain to the audience what theta E represents and why it's important with severe weather.
Yeah, so theta E is referring to our equivalent potential temperature. I will try not to get too technical here.
This is dynamic stuff.
It is dynamics. But I'll put it simply that it really is a measure of really more so. It's another way of looking at thermal advection.
Yeah.
Thermal advection meaning we're seeing warm air advection being lifted. So I mentioned to you, hey, pull up the theta E map because I want to actually see a much better depiction of that warm front because theta E tends to do that very well. I could go into the dynamics of it. There is really, for those that are interested, there's a website called Comet, and they do modules on SKUTs and how to read them. A lot of this is derived from the SKUT log diagram. So I'm going to save a lot of the technicals. Pat, you and I both know what we're talking about here, but in the most simplest way, it's just another product to use that helps us as meteorologists be able to understand what the general synoptic setup is. Where's our cold front? Where's our warm front? And also, what is the thermal advection that we're dealing with here? As you see on the map on your screen, we have a lot of that. Clearly by our barbs, nice southerly flow. You also have a southwesterly component out towards southwestern Missouri and southeastern Kansas. So we're picking up there on even some dry air being advected as well. And then, of course, your cold front being with your backed wind. So just another way to depict some certain features that are going to be really important for forecasting. And Pat, like I said, for those that are interested, that's another little tidbit I can post in the Discord here.
Sure.
For those folks that are not in the Pat's Path Predictor Discord, there's information, I believe, on the channel somewhere.
Yep, it's on it's on the pinned
chat,
comment for the stream.
Yep. So join that. It's posted in the chat, and we can share a lot of info and dive deeper into that. But yeah,
fantastic.
Hopefully that generally
for viewers, go ahead, Tyler, real quick.
Because I've been trying to point this out for a while. I'm keeping my eye because a lot of people are keeping their eye on some rotation northwest of Last Chance, Colorado that could produce something here. Had a pretty nasty hook moments ago, and the rotation's now starting to get going.
I was getting ready to say we got a tour for Washington and Adams counties until 8:45 now. That was from that.
And you know what, guys? Those Colorado storms have got to be so photogenic. I'll bet you. I know it's like 8 o'clock at night, but my goodness, that's got to be beautiful.
Yeah, there was large hail though. Some of the chasers had to leave.
Yeah, some of the, I know.
Were you about to say something?
I was gonna say, I know some of the chasers had to toss in the towel because they didn't want their cars to get too damaged. Which I don't blame them because this hail is gigantic.
Do you see those videos that I sent there?
Oh, where'd you send it? No, where'd you send it?
Where's it at?
I think it's in VC No Mic.
VC No Mic. I posted.
Well, Water getting that set up for our viewers real quick. And I know we talk about this, Tyler, a lot in our live streams. Actually, when I talk about when we talk about a little bit of that dry air in the mid levels, I've always been right about this. A little bit of dry air at the mid levels, but keeping the atmosphere moist that is really good for damaging winds, especially with our low LRRs, I'm guessing it's called. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. The
What did
lower
you say?
LCLs. There we go. There it is. The lower
LCL, yeah.
LCLs. So we're going to have a mixed mode of damaging winds and tornadoes. And normally I would say there's a threat that the mixed mode might confuse the QLCS, but with the two jet streams coming together and with the PWatts being less than 2 inches, normally when I see more than 1.5, I normally get worried about the mixed mode being more of a flooding and not supporting tornado inflow, but that's not the case. So tomorrow is going to be a very dynamic pattern in the atmosphere, and I can't wait to study it because this is going to be one of those rare mixed modes that may not fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this will be an interesting thing to play out. Next thing I want to talk to you about, Brendan, is stuff I've been paying attention to is with storm motion. We're looking at very fast thunderstorms. I have a buddy of mine who wants to be who's considering chasing this tomorrow. What are your thoughts on everything that I just mentioned?
You mean as far as chasing it overall?
Chasing it as well as storm motion and what we could be seeing with it.
Well, I think my biggest concern, I mean, always with these large outlooks or these more significant outlooks is, you and I both know, Pat, chaser convergence. That's always a fear.
Yeah.
But particularly where I'm concerned about chaser convergence is people love going after the higher prob convergence, right? So look where our moderate is, right near Galesburg, right across the Mississippi River. That is a very dangerous place to chase.
Yep.
I've lived in Illinois for 27 years, all my life, and I know my limits. One of the places, there's actually 2 places I will never chase. Actually 3. Chicago, the Mississippi River Valley, and down south in Carbondale.
Yep.
Because that's the jump. Everywhere else, central Illinois, basically into Kansas, it's a beautiful place to chase. So if I were them, the best place to chase, or probably the target, is likely going to be central Iowa. Because you can at least get some initial, because you're going to be able to get some of those semi-discrete soup intercepts. And there's not going to be much chaser convergence out there. Whereas if you go by the moderate or you go by Northwest Illinois, you're going to run into quite a bit of issues because terrain is not your friend at that point.
Wow.
Speaking of Iowa, by the way, we do have a new meso out for SVA 272. Says discrete supercells capable of producing large hail up to 2 inches in diameter remain possible across northern Iowa this evening. Damaging wind gusts could also accompany collapsing thunderstorms. So that's what the summary is. If y'all want to take a peek at that, then you can. Now, Tyler, I hear you're going to say something. So you may go ahead.
So do want to point out that a new tornado, well, actually 2 things now because I'm noticing something, but a tornado warning now in effect for Yuma in Colorado. So if you're in Yuma, it's time to go. If you hear that buzz on your phone, then it's time to go to shelter. I want to point out that the rotation near last chance is actually starting to really get itself together now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this from the Goodland radar site, but my god, that hail! Holy Jesus! In fact, let me actually go ahead and show you guys what the hail looks like.
Yeah, I see
Give
it.
me one. I was gonna say, give me 1 second. Let me.
77 dBz. Granted, this is from
I was
Goodland.
gonna say,
80.
Yeah.
Wow.
My god. Yeah, this hail is. Woo! This hail is something else, man. Hail marker has that 4 inches, although. Yep. And also the tour for Eastern Washington County in Colorado is gone. So now they kept it. So now they're going to keep it for Yuma.
Well,
they're probably gonna pop another one for Eckling and Ray.
Destructive severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Hyde.
That is in
Central Washington County.
East Central Washington. Okay.
Yeah. Baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
I had a funky feeling that they were gonna do that.
Yep.
Because those hail cores out there are absolutely gigantic.
very
They're
bad.
nothing to be messed with.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that we want to go over?
Was it as bad as it was before?
Yeah. Again, I just want to put out that reminder again for tomorrow. Make sure you have a plan in place. If you're ever in a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning, make sure you have your phone's electronics charged. Because again, with wind events like this and like when a tornado event like this, power is going to go out. And if you're going to use a generator, make sure you're careful. Don't run it in your house because of carbon monoxide poisoning. Preferably in a garage where the garage door is open.
Yep.
So yeah, I just want to go ahead and give you some tips for what to do tomorrow, and always stay tuned to the National Weather Service or any other way how you get your warnings.
Yeah. All right. All right. Is there anything else that we want to go over?
Not for me.
No, you get more.
Fantastic. Okay. I guess we're gonna go ahead and end the stream right now. It's getting, I think we covered everything I wanted to tonight. So I appreciate you guys all for coming onto the stream and helping me. Thank you for helping out, everybody.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
Yeah, and I'll be keeping tabs on it tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow because I have a lot to do on my IRL, but I will definitely keep an eye on it. And this is something I've been watching for the last couple of days, so I'll be paying very close attention to this and be taking this very, very seriously. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and close the stream right here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps us out, helps us make more videos like these and more streams like these. The goal of this channel, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather.
I didn't throw the jar away yet.
And with that being said, have a wonderful evening, guys. Stay safe.
See ya, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
All right.